echt zo'n plek.
Kan ik hem aan je vastklampen?
Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I talk on here about books and writing sometimes as well. And today I am here with two of my best friends because today I'm doing another book chat and chill video where we just hang around and chat about books. Both of them are also quite big readers, so that's really nice. I will add their Instagram and other social media down below, so you should definitely check both of them out because they're my favorite cool people. We're just gonna drink some tea and talk about books, basically. Okay, introduce yourselves. Yes, you go first.
Hi, I am Quirina and I met Leora through a book club.
Oh, that's true, actually.
In the library, which is really fun.
Yes.
Our love for books was very important in our friendship.
Yes, it's definitely brought us closer.
Yes. And yeah, I'm also very active on social media with like books, talking about books. Not on YouTube, so this is very new and awkward for me, but...
You're doing so well, bestie. You're doing so well. No, I'm very excited to have them both on my channel, and your TikTok is really cool. They should check out your TikTok.
Yes, check it out.
Yes, check it out. Okay.
I'm Jolien. I met Quirina first through Bookstagram, and then after a party I slept over on Leo's couch.
Yeah,
so.
I sort of rescued her like a cat, and I took her home. And then,
Yeah, we were instant friends.
And that's how this happened.
Yeah, basically I spend all my money studying English literature, and now I mostly read Sarah J. Maas. So.
But it's a stage in your life,
yes.
and it will.
I'm going through it.
She's just going through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just gonna pour some tea. I feel like this is a very ASMR thing. Oh.
Oh yes, I'm feeling the tingles.
Are you feeling the tingles? Okay. So let's just start with talking about what you guys are reading at the moment, because I'm actually not reading anything because I just finished all my books, which is not practical, but happens to the best of us. Yeah, there's like a whole stack.
Yeah. I'm currently reading The History of a Pleasure Seeker by Richard Mason.
The cover is really pretty.
Yeah. I saw this in a secondhand bookstore in Ojai, in close to Los Angeles. And it caught my eye because it looked dark academia as hell.
It definitely looks dark academia.
Yeah, but I don't really know if it is a dark academia bookstore. For like the description sounded very dark academia, but I'm like 17 pages in right now, and it's more like a very smutty historical fiction.
It's smutty?
It's smutty.
Whoa, I did not expect it to be smutty at all.
Pleasure
Isn't
seeker.
Isn't the main character called Pete?
Yeah, I know. It's our favorite thing about this book.
Yeah, it takes place in the Netherlands. It's about Dutch people, actually.
So you went all the way to LA to buy a book about Dutch people.
Having sex.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We are Dutch, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, true. But
you did that.
I did that. The author is not Dutch, I think, so it's weird. But
it's like Holland fan art.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
It takes place in like the early 1900s, the Belle Epoque, and it's about very rich people. And then this guy Pete, he gets hired there to be a tutor for the youngest child who has a very severe OCD, and he kind of has to teach that child to get out of his shell. But then he starts an affair with the lady of the house, and it's very explicit.
Scandalous.
So far.
Oh yeah.
But basically, Pete is also described as like this perfect man who always says the right thing and does the right thing. So I don't know how it's gonna go.
Written by a man.
I hope he sort of fucks up because so far he's annoyingly perfect.
And how far are you in?
70 pages, so not very far. But it's not a very long book. It's
Oh my god, it has deckled edges.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Yes.
I rarely find books that have deckled edges. It seems to be like not really a thing in Holland. I don't know. I don't see them a lot, but it looks...
Actually, I don't
And if
like
I do,
it.
it's only paperbacks. I've never seen one.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I like the look of it, but I like being able to sort of flip through a book, and this is not...
And I always tend to be like stroking it as well when I'm reading. Like when I'm holding... I know it's really bad, but I just sit like this and I go like...
Me too!
Oh, I do.
It's like, it's so soft.
And then I get all these brown smudges on the pages because I do it.
Or the ink gets wet.
Oh god. No, I just...
How sweaty are your hands?
Yeah, you're... What the hell?
Very sweaty.
She's just like sweating all over the book, like just smudging it around. How happy are you that this is going to be like forever on the internet?
So happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
If
But
people ever buy secondhand books and all the pages are smudged, they know it's me.
That was
It's
yours.
you. This is the only one you're reading?
No, I just finished the book. And I also
Are you a one book at a time person?
Yes. No, actually, last week I wasn't for the first time in my life.
For the first time?
I know, but there's a story to that, and you guys know part of the story, but I'm going to tell right now. Because I was reading this book, Lapona, by Otessa Moshfak. I don't really know how you say it. But it was...
I like the cover.
very intense and traumatizing, so I needed like a light read to read at night so I would be able to sleep. Because I read this once in bed and then I didn't sleep after.
You were literally not able to sleep?
Yeah, it was
so bad.
horrifying. It's a
What's
horrifying
it about?
book.
She told us like a little bit already in the group chat that it was like absolutely traumatizing her.
Yes.
Something
but
about a toenail being puked up.
oh yeah,
that was really bad.
Done.
Yeah.
this sounds like if like something you can't read during eating.
No. You can't, no.
And I love eating and reading at the same time, so this is like...
That's why you need to read 2 books at once when you read this, because you need another one to
It's just when you're not hungry, you can read this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's full
and when you're not going to sleep.
When you're just not living life in any other form. That's
when you're just
you
not
can
enjoying
Basically,
yourself, period.
It's a medieval village, and it's about this boy. He only has his dad, and his dad is like a sheep herder or something, and his dad abuses him, and it's just...
Oh.
It's very dark and depressing. Like the vibes are just very medieval. You're like, okay, life was not good back then. Yeah, he also has this very weird bond with the village midwife, Ina. She's very old now, so she doesn't
a midwife is somebody who like brings... It's like a...
She nurses children. She's a wet nurse.
I didn't know that had a specific name.
They call her the midwife here.
The midwife.
But yeah, she
I
was...
thought the midwife was somebody who delivers children.
Yeah, she also does that.
Oh.
But then she also nurses them because she was
very good
rich
at
and she has like an unending supply of milk.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
That is so specific and like so weird.
This book is very specific.
Is Otessa Moshfegh okay?
No, she's not.
She's
no,
really bad.
honestly, this is not
Very worrying.
This is not the worst part of this book. Like,
Okay, continue.
Anyway, yeah, the guy is now 13. The guy that's about Marek, his name is. And he still like goes to Ina's hut and just sucks on her boobs sometimes. To
What?
sort of
You did
calm.
Wait, he was 13, you were saying? No.
And she's
No.
Like, she's like 80 or something. She's like an elderly woman.
This is giving me Game of Thrones vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just do that, and then you sort of read about how she gets horny from that. And then
I'm sorry.
I was like, I did not
Didn't
sign
you-
up for this.
Didn't you end up giving this like 4 stars?
But it's written so well because it's so depressing, and she just the way she writes about it.
Okay, Karina.
But also this happens at the start of the book, and at the end I kind of forgotten that it happened. Okay, I'm gonna be like one of those people who search just for meaning behind everything, but I think it's like a sort of metaphor for our society, how like the rich people sort of take everything. Like, no, because it's also about
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. Oh wait, because it's also about like the lord of the like lords over the village, and he just sits up there in his mansion. He is sort of addicted to weird entertainment. I was getting vibes like I feel like she's trying to tell us something. Or how all of us are just sort of become numb to what's happening in society, and we're just staring at our screens all day looking for entertainment while people are suffering.
That's pretty.
That's actually, I think you're right. That sounds
I think it is sort of what this is.
That's
about.
like a good explanation.
Because he also, like, the Lord also, like, hogs all the water, so the entire village has, like, a famine and a drought, and, like, half of the village dies while he's just swimming in his pool. Like,
that is insane.
Yeah, so I feel like she is trying to tell something.
Yeah. Okay.
So that made it alright for me, but the gory details were too much.
Are you glad that you read it?
Yeah.
So you would, knowing everything that happened in that book and, like, how it messed you up, you would still read it willingly?
Not again. Once was enough.
Like, you're not gonna ever reread that.
Probably not. But I also would not recommend it to people because it's so intense. It was
An experience.
Yeah, it was on my mind
An
constantly. So
experience.
it must
just call it that.
It did something well if I couldn't stop thinking about it.
So maybe it was just like oddly fascinating.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
You can wait to see what else would go wrong.
Imagine if you're her editor and this is
I know.
what she hands
Like, what
in.
if you
You're
send
just
this
like,
in to your editor and you're just like, I promise I'm okay.
Like, other than this, I'm doing relatively well.
But also, like, they're eating each other and stuff. They're ripping each other apart because of the famine.
These books are really popular, and I've always sort of, like, eyed them, but I just know that I'm so sensitive, and I tend to gravitate towards, like, heartwarming books and, like, really nice and cute and soft books. I just know that that's gonna mess me up, you know?
Probably would.
And I'm like, still waiting for the moment where I'm, like, mentally stable enough to read, like, the sad girl books and become that girl. Become, like, the cool girl, but I just can't do it. But that's why I have Q, because Q is a cool girl, and I have her in in my life, so she can tell me all about the cool girl books.
She fills you in on the gaps.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and then I tell you about some children's book I'm reading. And that's the way this friendship works.
And I just tell you about all the fairy porn.
Yeah, you tell us about Sarah J. Maas.
Tell us, what are you reading?
Oh, yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Oh, what a great segue. You're a natural.
I know.
That's the whole start of it.
I don't read one book at a time.
You're not a one book at a time
I'm
person.
a mood reader.
Yeah,
so
me too.
in the morning I could be like, oh, I want something dark. 10 pages in, I'd be like, no, I'm not feeling it. So this came out a few days ago. A Court of Silver Flames.
Did it just come out?
No, it's like old, right?
This
paperback
edition
paperback
edition came out. So of course I had to get it. I started reading the series I think last year, and I've been obsessed.
Didn't you start it together?
Yeah, this is where our book club started.
Yeah.
She doesn't even
I
remember.
forgot.
She's like, this is the friend in the friend group that's just like, did that happen? I don't know.
Did it?
I think you started it before, but then
I reread them.
yeah, you reread them with me, and then we became obsessed with everything Sarah J. Maas.
Yes, that's where my obsession started. So I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then we started Throne of Glass, and then
we had the group chat with the Throne of Glass.
Yeah,
That's also when I started reading Throne of Glass.
Yeah.
That's why you guys have been getting Throne of Glass vlogs, so you have them to thank.
us.
Yeah.
Then I started reading Crescent City, and last week I finished Crescent City 2, and oh my god! So then I immediately wanted to dive into this.
Isn't there a lot of sex in this
It's
one?
spicy.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But also,
But it's about one of my favorite characters.
aren't they having sex like flying at some point?
No, that was
The
book
Christmas
before.
special.
Yeah, the Christmas special.
Oh, did you also read the Christmas?
Yes, of course I did.
Of course you did.
I read like 5 pages. Like, no, we're not gonna do this right now.
Well, I pulled through. So, and before I started that one, I read both of these at the same time.
That looks depressing, and that looks depressing deluxe.
Yeah. There was
I
a
love-
definite cover buy.
The cover is really good. I've also saved this one on my script.
Pretty interesting so far. It's by an Irish author, and I'm not going to pronounce her name because I can't.
Oh.
But it's about this woman who has 4 young children, and she's married, and she becomes obsessed with this Irish poet who wrote a poem after her husband was killed, and she drank like a few mouthfuls of his blood. And
You guys are messed up, okay? I just don't... I don't claim them anymore. It's not, I don't know these people. I just don't. Okay, yeah.
The fact that I have this book as well, I bought it before you. I still just haven't read it yet.
I was influenced. It's pretty cool. It's not like a very light
cool?
or easy read. No, it's pretty cool. She kind of dives into this, finds out everything there is to know about her. It's pretty.
Is it about
interesting.
like grief as well, or is that
a
not?
little bit?
Okay.
Because the woman whose husband died was, of course, grieving, because you don't just drink someone's blood because you think I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I would never drink someone's
No,
blood in
me
any
neither,
situation.
Yeah, there's no scenario where I would consider that. I
No.
think so. No.
Well,
But
anyway,
are you liking it so far?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
think so.
It's
Yeah,
almost finished
well,
though. So.
Yeah, I haven't been reading it a lot because
Because that's big.
that's.
It's a
Yeah.
brick. Yeah.
But it's quite beautiful, and it's very different from anything else I've ever read. So very beautiful prose. It's not that you're reading it and you're thinking, I don't know what she's talking about, but it is written in a way that makes it more nostalgic or something.
Oh, that's nice. Like, is it like melancholy? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And the cover is just.
Yeah, the cover is really good.
This is gonna look so good. It's not too dark. I think it's okay.
Okay.
Except for the blood drinking.
Yeah, but that's not like a big part of the story. It's
Okay.
just something that.
Oh well, then it's
happened.
fine.
It's just
Yeah.
mentioned in passing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just weird, and then
It's
you
just like some
forget it.
casual blood drinking in there.
Yeah, just a typical Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
It's funny. I've read a vampire book recently, so I'm actually not one to speak on this. But I love a good vampire book.
Same.
Yeah.
I've saved like
More.
many vampire books now on script, but I think most of them that I've saved, they appear to be quite bad. But I'm still
Have
interested.
you heard
in
of
reading them.
Carmilla?
Isn't that like a classic?
It's a classic, but it's about
Isn't that
a
a singer?
lesbian vampire, and it's kind of
Yeah,
a cult
I have
classic.
heard of it. Yeah.
There's one more book.
Yeah, well, I bought this book when I was in Oxford for the weekend. And while I was picking this up, one of the booksellers came to me and was like, "You need to read this book." He just came up to me and he was like, "Buy this. Do it. You're gonna love it."
And I already saw it says jaw-droppingly funny.
Yeah.
I promise.
But it's not just funny. It's about a woman who grows up in like a pretty unorthodox house. So her parents are like these bohemian artists. Her father is a poet who's only published like one thing in his life, but he's a poet. And her mother...
It's like a very sad me, which is like in the corner of my ear, which is like...
Me. This is gonna be me when I'm 80.
You don't know that.
Anyway, and her mother is... She makes stuff. I keep on forgetting what...
These people are like my parents.
Yeah, basically.
And they give like these big parties, and she and her sister are just like present at these parties all the time. It's pretty cool if you think about it.
My parents are not that social, but they're giving one party.
They're giving a party.
I'm so excited, honestly.
And each Christmas they go to their aunt's house, who kind of hosts the Christmas dinner. One year her cousin brings along a friend, and that friend kind of stays with them every year, and she ends up marrying him. In the beginning of the book they're separating, and she's a very funny person, but also a very difficult one, because she has like these bouts of depression, and her mental health is not the best. So it's a funny book, but it's also pretty heavy in that regard. Sometimes I read like 20 pages because I'm just like continue reading and reading and reading, and sometimes I'm like 3 pages in and I'm like, this is not my vibe today. No. I just want to read about fairies and fun stuff. So, but it is a very it's great.
Fun.
I think I will give this 4 stars, but I lost my bookmark, so I don't know where I stopped. And I've also tried annotating it, but it's very sad because
I was just looking at this.
I only got like 2 tabs.
Like usually when I annotate, it's like full of tabs because I just can't stop. And you were like, these are the only 2 memorable points in this entire book.
And I tried like underlining some stuff. But
I saw you written in the margins like mood. It's like so.
I do that too.
Yeah, me too. People think I have like these really good annotations, and the meanwhile it's just in the line I've written down. That's so hot. You know?
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
I'm very happy he recommended it to me.
Okay.
Because I haven't read anything like this in quite a while. So.
I also always love when booksellers come up to you to recommend you books. It's just
so
sweet. Cute. It's adorable.
Yeah. Or when bookstores have these like little notes on books from like the people that work there.
I just finished Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I really liked it, but I've literally only been talking about this book on my channel for like the last 2 videos already. So I feel like maybe I shouldn't like do that again. Everybody will be so bored of me, but I finished it now, and I
liked it. If you didn't know,
I loved it.
Short.
I gave it 5 stars.
She cried in her cornflakes.
Yes, I did that. I was emotional. It was a good time. I don't know what I want to read now because...
What are you in the mood for?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of options, basically. So I've put some down here. This is Ray Bearer by Jodney Fuego. Yeah, it's so pretty. It took me so long to see that there's also a face in this.
Oh,
right. At first, I didn't see that. I was like, wait, is that a face? Yeah.
Is it like a mythical retelling? It looks like one.
Right, so I don't really know what it is about. But when my friend Monica was reading this, and we were in the bookstore together, and she was like telling me all about how good it is, and that she really, really wants more people to read it. And she just did like such a good job of selling it to me. I mean, she's also a booktuber, so I was like, it made sense.
But it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And it just
amazing.
like sort of that whole... Like, when she compared it to Nevermore, I immediately wanted to get it. And she was like, it's not... She was like, it's not like it in any way, but it just reminded me of it. And I like, sometimes it's just the vibes, you know?
Sometimes
I read only for the vibes.
Yeah. You're
vibes only.
My vibes are unhinged.
Just vibes, no more. The vibes are definitely a bit worrying. This is very concerning, actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this cover.
Yeah, so this is Sex Lessons from History.
Sex.
This is Sex Lessons from History by Fern Riddle. And this is just non-fiction about sex, basically, but throughout the ages. So
I didn't see that coming.
Basically, I saw this book in the bookstore, and I opened it, and I saw the first chapter is called The First Fuck. And that just got to me. I was like, I need it now.
Is it the Adam and Eve first fuck?
Did you know the first reference to the term fuck wasn't sexual?
Simon Fuckabotera.
Yeah, so it's based on the name of a guy called Simon Fuckabotera. That's great.
Imagine.
So this is just like basically facts and stories about sex and how sex came to be and how it sort of engraved itself in modern society and how it sort of developed throughout the ages. And I think it's really interesting because I heard somebody talk about this, and they said that, for example, it also talks about how being kinky has been something that's been done throughout the ages, but people usually don't think about that. And I was like, yes, I have indeed never thought about people like in the Middle Ages being like kinky. Having sex. It makes sense that they did it back then as well.
Have you been to the Sex Museum in Amsterdam?
I have not, in fact.
I would love that.
We have walked past it, and then my parents have been like, we're not going in there.
What? There's like a bunch of wooden dildos.
You can go on a group trip.
A group trip, yeah, it's a nice excursion for all of us. Yeah. So I think this will be very funny. I love like a good, funny non-fiction book. Yeah. And I also got it because of the cover, because I love a good classical painting cover.
Same.
Yeah, you can
Every
see
book
it's
needs
so pretty.
one of those now.
I'm not upset about that trend at all.
No, I love it. I'm obsessed with it.
I think that was enough for right now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here on the channel.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
So yeah, definitely check them out on the various platforms. I would love if you did so. They're both wonderful people. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below telling me what you're currently reading and if you'd like to see more of these two on my channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see all of you next time. Bye guys!
Bye!